What's up, everybody, and welcome to an episode of LocoReviews. I am your host, Elijah, aka Loco Lizard Man, and I am here to give you two reviews today. One of them being Yakuza Kiwami 2. I played the PS4 version. And Metro Awakening. I played the PSVR 2 version. Let's get started with Yakuza Kiwami 2. Kiryu is back on another adventure, this time stopping people threatening to terrorize Kamurocho. Now, overall, I thought it was a good story, but it did dip in the middle a little for me. It still was great, but I did feel a second of, alright, I don't know. But then it picked up again and had a very strong finish that, yeah, I'm not going to say I got super emotional, but I'm there feeling it, and I'm like, okay, this is working for me. It's a very good story and a great addition to Kiryu's life, we'll say. Gameplay wise, if you've played a Yakuza game, you've played Yakuza 2. It has the same normal old Yakuza combat that gets amped up with heat attacks and items you find around the ground in battle, including way too many bikes. I did have a great moment once of thinking, it's a good thing there are so many bikes around town. And then not 5 minutes later, an NPC dialogue box popped up on screen. Why are there so many bikes in town? It was great. Now, in your off time, you can spend time at the batting cages, driving range, playing darts, arcades, or one of many different activities, we'll say, side activities, mahjong, poker, the usual Yakuza fare. Kiwami 2 has it all, and it's just all such a fun and delightful time. Now, need health and experience? You can eat at many of the fine establishments throughout town. Anyhow, eat at any of the fine, you know what I'm going with here. Eat at any of the restaurants. There are bars where you can grab some drinks. Each food item will get you a certain amount of experience and will refill your hunger meter. You know, certain combos of food. I want to say combos, like each restaurant has a specific combo you can get that gives you bonus experience. I've always loved that about the Yakuza games, where going to get food gives you experience. I just love that so much. Overall, it's exactly what you would expect from a Yakuza game, but I mean, that's the best part of it. You know what you're getting into. And nobody is starting with Yakuza Kiwami 2. So, if you're going into this game, you have played a Yakuza game, you know what you're getting into, and I don't know what makes a Yakuza game so special. Story, the amazing characters, fun side activities, the fun combat. I don't know what is the special sauce it has, but Yakuza Kiwami 2 continues to show that it has that special sauce. It's fun. It's engaging. I can't speak as to how well the remake is compared to the original. I've never played the original. But Yakuza Kiwami 2 is such a fun game. And while it isn't my favorite Yakuza I've played so far, that's not saying much, because I give this game an 8 out of 10. And I mean, my favorite Yakuza game is a 9 out of 10. So all the Yakuza games are very high for me so far. I am just a little bit into Yakuza 3 Remastered, so that review will be coming at another time soon in the future. Now, the second game I'm going to be talking about today, I am very, very, very excited about, and it's Metro Awakening. Like I said, I played the PSVR 2 version, and this game is set in the Metro series, Metro 2033, Metro Last Light, and Metro Exodus. It is a prequel to that series, and this game also was written by, I am so sorry, I'm going to butcher the name probably, but Dmitry Glukovsky. So, original writer of the books, writer of the games, wrote this as well. And the story, I think, is very good. You play as a doctor named Serdar, who is making the way through his metro to find his wife that goes missing. For the first time, you play as a voiced character, which I think really helps add gravitas to the story. It helps add touching moments that he has with other characters in the metro. He has with friends, with his wife. She doesn't go missing until a little bit into the game, so you meet his wife to begin with, and it has such a touching moment at a few times in the game that had me. There is a moment about 3/4 of the way through. I'm not going to spoil anything, but when I realized something, and I went, "Oh, that's so sad," because it just hit me, and the game did a good job of making these characters mean something, and I appreciate how well done it was. It's not the characters in the other games were bad; they just weren't anything super special. I mean, you're with Artyom for a while, so you get to like him and a couple of his friends, but this did a good job in such a short amount of time. Now, gameplay wise, this is one of the most natural VR experiences I've had yet. Completing the game in it was around 14 hours for me. It never outstayed its welcome or made me slow down thinking, okay, this keeps going. In fact, more often than not, I forgot I was in VR and just kept playing way longer than I planned because it just felt good. Changing mags, aiming and recoil on the guns, it all felt so natural and perfectly done. There are about 5 different weapons in the game that you can get. In fact, basically, it's story-wise that you get all of them. It's pretty much impossible to go through without getting all of them. One weapon is a blowgun. It only shows up in a couple moments in the game, but still, it is very useful to use because it helps you save a little bit of ammo in each section. But gunfights could be kind of hard sometimes, but also sometimes that was me making stupid decisions no, I got this, when I didn't have this. Unfortunately, the game does suffer from some problems that I would say are usual VR problems. Camera positioning can be weird. If, say, you're moving your character with the controller, and then, you go to dodge your head, look around something, and instead your head's just in a wall, literally in the wall. And the game does this red color on the screen when you do that to let you know, hey, you're inside a wall. But it happened somewhat more often than I would hope. And sometime when you're in a weird spot, say you're in a spot where you can't move. There are a few moments in the game where you can turn and everything, but you can't exactly walk or that. There are just a couple fixed moments like that in the game. And like one, I went to get my bag out to change which gun I was using, and I pulled the bag, but because there was something right in front of me that the game put there, it like started freaking out, and I couldn't change my weapon. So I was trying to reload super fast in this fight. It kind of sucked, but I'd say things like that happen way less than they happen way less than I would have expected them to happen. I guess is the best way I can put it. Overall, this game is a wonderful representation of the world of Metro. It was beautiful. It made me feel like I was there. For this not being made by 4A Games, it felt like a Metro game in every way. From the weapons to them putting you in the Metro. It felt perfect. It was terrifying to see Nosalis up close. And there's these sections with spiders and, without spoiling anything, I'll just say shadows. Terrifying. I was in the headset, like freaking out. This is a world I love spending time in, and this game proves that spending it in VR is worth the time. Honestly, I think the odds of us getting another VR Metro game is low. But if they do, I will be there day one to play it. Because the studio has earned my trust. And this game helped me realize I enjoy the Metro series way more than I thought I did. I think I'm soon going to go back and replay the games. Because kind of really in the mood right now. I give Metro Awakening a 7 out of 10. But it's a very strong 7, I'll put it that way, where it is closer to an 8 than it is far away. You know what I mean? It is closer to an 8 than anything else. But it is still a 7 just from the little tidbits of problems I had. Kind of, they did affect me a little bit. Like, it was more so in the end. In the moments, it didn't get me, but afterwards I'd be thinking, man, yeah, but that sucked. So, it is what it is, but it is a very strong game. So, those are my reviews of Yakuza Kiwami 2 and Metro Awakening VR. I will have more reviews for you next episode, where I can guarantee at least one will be Parasite Eve. Thank you, and good night, listeners. Good night.